Welcome to Obstacle Running Adventures,
the podcast that fuels your passion for obstacle course racing,
running, and all things adventurous.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior,
we've got news updates as well as interviews with athletes
and other key members of our athletic community.
As a weekly show since 2017, we have covered everything from
championship and virtual races
to fundraising events and FKTs. And now, here are your hosts,
Michael Stefano and Caitlin Ritter.
Standing on the corner, lost all my clothes.
Hey guys, it's Michael Stefano.
And Caitlin Ritter. And Mikey, how was your weekend?
Weekend wasn't bad. We got a lot done and got to enjoy ourselves a little bit. There was like a little Christmas thing in the middle of the city.
Oh yeah, with 17,000 other people.
Yeah, Christmas. It's like, Taunton's known for Christmas, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, it isn't. And then I went to this and I'm like, oh yeah, it is. They had like food vendors. I got some good old Haitian food. It was a good time. So I'm glad we went to that. Today wasn't great though. To be completely honest, I woke up at 2 a.m. because our cat likes to play with a water bowl. And I was worried that it dumped it over. Right now, Lucy is teething and eating the cat tower. That's not fun. But yeah, I was up from like 2 to 4. So that sucked. And then Lucy started barking after Caitlin created her and left for work at like
6:30.
6:30? Yeah, I let her in the room around like 6:45. And she slept with me. And so that was super sweet.
For like over an hour, you said.
Yes, but I didn't get to sleep because I wasn't wearing my sleep mask and I couldn't reach it. I wish I took a picture. It was really cute. So I have not slept well, but the interview went better than expected. We'll get to that in a bit.
What happened?
Oh yeah, duh. And then I was getting ready for her to like get ready to go to daycare, this and that, and then she like went to jump up on the downstairs. Hi, Luce. Went to jump up on the downstairs table,
which is like 3 feet in the air.
No, it's more than 3 feet, I'd say. And we pushed in the thing so she's not able to jump anymore, and she did anyway. And I sat down while she was in midair and she like turned and like landed on her side. And I didn't hear like a pop or anything, but like she limped away like crying. And I'm like, oh great. My dog busted her goddamn hip and she's only 6 months. She's not going to be a dog runner, this and that. I'm go to the vet instead of work. And so I just hung out with her. We had to call the vet and she said that it's most likely just muscular or whatever. And
soft tissue, right?
Yeah. And so she's not limping or stuff anymore, but man, it looked bad for a long time. And so we didn't bring her to daycare because she needs to rest.
She's been in her crate majority of the day because it is hard to keep a 6-month-old lab hound mix calm.
Yeah, she's got a lot of energy, and right now she's taking it out on the bone, which hopefully you're not hearing that too much on this mic that I have to use for this being in the living room.
And she's not limping anymore.
Yep. But now back to episode stuff. Shout out to our sponsors.
Shout out Mudgear. Use code ADVENTURE for 15% off your next Mudgear purchase. And Caterpie. Use code OCR Report 20 for 20% off your next Caterpie purchase.
Do we have a new code for next year yet?
Not yet.
Really? Okay. It's not the first episode of the month, but we are going to thank the $5+ Patreon supporters.
No, it's the second episode. 16 days till Christmas.
For those that celebrate or care.
Shout out Jason Dupree, who I accidentally called today.
Did you really?
Yeah.
All right, Grandma.
I'll tell you that story.
Wait, him specifically, not like the OC Report group text?
No, my watch called Jason Dupree. I'll tell you off, Mike.
Okay.
Jason Dupree, Samantha Thompson, Bradley Keel, Charlotte Engelman, Aaron Grindstaff, Laura and Stephen Ritter, Hank and Arlene Stefano, Cheryl Miller, Jessica Johnson, Christopher Hoover, Kevin Gregory Jr., Evan Irick, Brent George, Logan Nagel, Seth Renderknecht, Steve Bacon, Robert Landman, and Jules Estes.
Yes, thank you so much for the support. We greatly appreciate it. And to the OCR Report for being a great home for us on the internet.
And to Will Hicks,
the Podfather. Check it out over at theocrreport.com. They just covered the DEKA World Championships, which is something you'll be hearing a lot about in this episode.
Should we start calling him William Hicks?
No.
Billy?
No. He's not a Billy. I could see him being a young Billy, though. Like a backwards cap and stuff.
Just
him
a black cap, no logo.
Yeah. And shout out to our sponsored athletes.
Javier Escobar, Kelly Sullivan, Ryan Brizzolara, Joshua Reed, and Kevin Gregory.
Yeah, a good portion of them were there. Kelly was rocking a boot, I saw. But yeah. Poll results. We didn't do a poll. We're going to see a meme of the week. Head right on over to quick news, starting with this news story from Heather Golnick.
Heather posted, "Okay, this is wild. I was a contestant on season 1 of iFitch Trainer Games. An adventure full of challenges, incredible people, and moments that pushed me to my absolute edge. Can't wait for you to all see a little sneak peek of this crazy, competitive, unforgettable journey. It airs January 8th on Prime Video.
Nice. I wonder if she chose the word edge on purpose, because isn't she like the founder of like Iron Edge coaching?
I don't know.
You should know that. You interviewed her. Next up, you sent this to me, the baby stroller mile world record. I feel like we talked about this already this year. Is this a new record, or are we talking about this one again?
Great question.
Because it was posted in September.
I don't know if we talked. I don't remember talking about it. It's probably the same one. But this man pushes a baby stroller with a baby inside of it in 4 minutes, 26 seconds, and 29 milliseconds.
Yep.
But it's the mile roll. Like, I can't even run a mile that fast.
It's either that or 4 hours, 26 minutes, and 29 seconds. So
I could do that.
Milliseconds, yeah. I think I could do that too. Not so fun news. We have a new story from Jacob Hepner, who I know is more CrossFit stuff, but kind of related.
This is going to be a tough one. We lost Winston a few weeks back, and I honestly couldn't bring myself to talk about it until now. He wasn't just a dog. Cliche, no, but he was part of our family, part of our story, and a constant shadow by my side. Oh. Yeah,
and so it goes on for a decent amount, but yeah. Oh, it says if you still have your dog with you, give them an extra hug tonight. You never know how much these moments matter until they're memories. And now I know he's like supposed to be a legend in like CrossFit and stuff like that. To be honest, I don't really follow it. But yeah, it goes to show that like he's human too, and he loves his pup, or loved his pup, still loves the pup, and yeah.
We'll give Lucy some extra hugs and snuggles.
Mm-hmm. And this is an interesting one, Ragnar Immortal Medal. Do you know what the Immortal Medal is, Caitlin?
No.
I was hoping you would, because it's kind of...
Is it nerdy?
No, it's. I don't want to watch the video all over again, but Joey in this video talks about the Immortal Medal, which was just released. It's basically, I believe, if you do 12 Ragnar events in one calendar year.
Wow, one a month?
Yeah, which is wild. Some of the it looks amazing. It's like a wooden shield with metal around it. It is funny because he's talking about how tough it is, and he's like, yeah, steel and nice pine wood. And I'm like, isn't pine some of the softest wood? So I Googled it, and I was right. Pine is super soft.
But Ragnar posted, you are no longer mortal, but forged of grit and fire. The shield marks you now, not as a runner alone, but as an immortal Ragnar, shield bearer of the miles.
Yeah, and some of the comments were saying, like, they probably should have released what it looked like beforehand, which, yeah, agreed. But that is pretty sweet looking. I don't know what WOR means. I don't know why that got cut off. Let me check. Nope, I don't see anything about it. So we do have DEKA World Championships. Maybe it was World Championships? Maybe that's what I started to write. There are so many, and I tried to look through posts, and it was getting really aggravating because some people were just posting co-ed, some people were just posting this. I want to get all the things. This is a World Championship. There's a whole lot of things. Let's start off with the DEKA Fit Women Podium.
In third place from the United States, Catherine Duke.
And we're reading this from the results, so if you go by a nickname, like Katie Duke, but yeah, Catherine Duke.
In second place, Catherine Feshbunda.
It's a Fassbender.
What? Oh yeah, I see that now. And in first place, Brooklyn Nichols.
Yeah. And for the men.
In third place, Ryan Kent. In second place, Isaac Sanderson. And in first place, Grayson Kilgore.
Perfect.
Is he the fourth sibling?
I know you made this joke before, but I don't really remember.
The Sanderson sisters?
That's what it was.
Hocus Pocus.
And then we have the DEKA Fit teams. Oh, good. It has all on one page. Good. Third place for the co-ed.
Mansa Curio. Oh my goodness. Bodexier.
I don't recognize the country, so I don't know. Oh, it's Spanish, I believe?
Spain.
Yeah, not too sure.
Portuguese?
And then Alfonso Ruiz.
In second place, Lauren Griffith and Kevin Gregory. And in first place, Katie Duke and Grayson Kilgore.
Nice. For the female elite.
In third place, Raquel Bosch Jimenez and Moonsta Curio. In second place, Nadia Fedoria and Zoe O'Meara.
For those that are unfamiliar with the show, Caitlin and I both butcher names really badly. So sorry, hybrid fitness community, you're going to have to deal with it.
And in first place, Noelia Perez-Tur and Tania Theus.
And for the men.
It's interesting that duo up there were from different countries.
Oh, right here too.
Oh, yeah. In third place, Connor Bell and Kevin Gregory. In second place, Cole Walkington and John Walkington. And in first place, Arturo Lazario and Paya Payanuka?
Nacenta, I would say. And now for the DEKA mile individuals, trying to make sure I'm not missing anything. I'll take these ones. For the ladies, in third place, Katie Duke. In second place, Tanya Thies. And in first place, Brooke Nichols. And for the men, in third place, Cole Walkington. Second place, Ryan Kent. And in first place, Grayson Kilgore. For the teams,
for the co-eds, in third place, Kat Fassbender and Alexander Golick. In second place, Katie Duke and Grayson Kilgore. And in first place, Kayla Cittadino and Kevin Gregory.
Yeah, that's a underdog there.
In third place, for the female Noella Perez-Tur and Tanya Thies. In second place, Taylor Phoebus and Jenna Litzman. And in first place, Chelsea Grant and Amber Tate.
Nice. I recognize a lot of these names. And there were a lot of people that said that we wish we were there, which was very sweet of them. And for the male elite for the DEKA mile team.
In third place, Kurt Peterson and Steven Strasser. In second place, Al Walkington and Cole Walkington. And in first place, Kevin Gregory and Samuel Rayo.
Yeah, don't forget Samuel. And now for the DEKA strong individual podiums, I'll get this one. For the ladies, in third place, Katie Duke. And in second place, Raquel Fairs. In first place, Brooklyn Nichols. And for the men, third place, Cole Walkington. Second place, Grayson Kilgore. And in first place, Kevin Gregory. And now for the DEKA strong team podiums co-ed.
In third place, Carmen Stankowski and Michael Harworths. In second place, Chelsea Grant and Zach Tate. And in first place, Amber Tate and Kevin Gregory.
Nice. And for the female elites?
In third place, Chelsea Grant and Amber Tate. In second place, Kayla Cittadino.
I'm realizing I've been saying it wrong before, too, because I interviewed her. I'm like, so I've been saying it wrong. I still don't know it, so I would say Cittadino. I don't know. I don't know anymore.
And Olivia Zamara. And in first place, Carmen Stanowski and Caitlin Stoner.
Stankowski. What do they think? The K is silent? And for the men elite.
In third place, Connor Bell and Jamie Goodman. In second place, Cole Walkington and Tony Webker.
Where's his brother for that one? Sorry.
I was just going to say that. And in first place, Alexander Golick and Kevin Gregory.
Yeah. A lot of AJ up there. Love that for him.
We were manifesting that, Mikey.
And then there's a whole bunch of other events. So many other events they deserve love too.
There's a volunteer ruck.
Yeah. Which is like the only way you can compete as like not age group and stuff for world championships and stuff. But congratulations to everyone that plays age group too. I know there's a lot of like pressure of like, why aren't people covering age group as much? The elite's the tip of the spear. And I don't have as much time to talk about all the age group, but congratulations to many people that got PRs, this and that, all that fun stuff. Secret links, there's 5 of them down below. Let's finally get to what this episode is all about.
What's it all about, Mike?
So, DEKA World Championships, in case you didn't realize, it happened this weekend. And since I didn't go down to cover it again, I wanted to have an athlete on the show to talk about it. So, Brooklyn Nichols won the fit, mile, and strong, and is the first elite to win all 3 events at the World Championships. So, I immediately knew that I wanted to
That's awesome.
reach out to her first to have her on the show. So we talk about her background in fitness/sport. I do say that dancing is very much a sport.
100%. Who says it isn't?
Which I don't know if she meant to downplay it, but like it kind of felt like she downplayed it. Like, hell yeah, that's a sport. Like, yeah. How she found out about hybrid racing, coaching, her plans for this World Championships, and her interest in like high rocks, how she's been doing well with that too. And I guess for transparency, after the call, I found out about the extent of the attention that her strong win had on some of the community. But from talking to Dave Claxton, who's the head judge, he stands by the decision. I stand by what he says. I want to focus on the positives. She had a fantastic race this weekend and a bunch of races this weekend. And that's what I wanted to highlight. So let's get to the interview with Brooklyn. So we'll get started with your name and where you're from.
My name is Brooklyn Nichols, and I am from upstate New York, but I am now in some part of Illinois.
What prompted the move?
My boyfriend, the one and only Cole Walkington, and the Walkington family that did their own. They left their mark on the DEKA Arena this weekend too. So. Yeah.
Fun fact: I was gonna bring this up at the end, but Fran Curando, who's one
Yeah.
of the ones that helped like point me. She's like, "Oh, you should have her on," and then I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's that's a no-brainer." She said that you make a very cute couple.
Ah, thanks, Fran. I
Awesome.
appreciate it.
So this is your first time on the show. What is your background in fitness? I guess we could start there.
My background in fitness, well, before I found what I would call fitness, I was a dancer growing up. I didn't play sports or anything like that. I mean, dance is, I guess, now considered a sport, but
Yeah.
back then it wasn't. You were a ballerina, you know. So I'd say around the time I was 17, I got into like lifting weights. I really liked it. I got my personal training certification, and then I ended up working in a group fitness facility. Did some coaching there, and then boom, it's 2022, and DEKA is a thing. And they became an affiliate, and the rest is history. Here I am.
That's pretty cool how like everything fell into place there.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. And when you talk about dancing too, because my little sister did dance for a long time, so I'm uh very knowledgeable about that, and I would call it a sport, absolutely.
Yeah.
Were you a ballerina, or were you just kind of saying that like that's kind of what you were known as?
Oh, I was a ballerina. That
Oh,
was definitely
cool.
not my favorite one, though. I did all the types of dance, like tap, jazz, ballet, but my favorite was Irish,
Oh, cool.
Irish dance. Yeah. It's still my best party trick to date. So,
That is a pretty cool party trick, especially with the whole Irish theme and everything too. Love it.
yeah.
And so you said you got into coaching and everything too. Like, how has that journey been like?
That journey has definitely evolved since I've grown a little bit more professionally as an athlete. I stopped working in that group fitness facility about like 2 years ago and started prioritizing my own training a lot more heavily, because really the only occupation that you can have to be an athlete at this level is something relating to the gym.
Right.
It's the only occupation that's going to allow you to live in the gym the amount that you want to or need to in order to be successful. I applaud all of the people that do it with, like, I don't know, any other job, an office job. I don't
9
know
to
how you
5.
guys do it.
Yeah.
I don't know how. But I was coaching on my own in my home gym until I moved out to Illinois, of course. And now everything is more of a virtual base. But yeah, for the last 2 years, I've been doing like in-person, one-on-one coaching, and just living in the gym.
Yeah. To talk about that balance too, because it's got to be kind of scary almost, I imagine, to like back off away from the coaching and be like, all right, I'm going to go more all in on the, the fitness side and your own race success, which, spoiler alert, worked out well for you.
It did.
What was that like?
It was scary. It was definitely intimidating to take that step, but my dad is really, really supportive of me. And I'm 25, like I'm young. I still have the right to make some decisions that could turn out not so good and recover from it, if you will. So he was like, do it. Like, now is the time. Like, I'm going to support you. He helped me build this all-encompassing home gym so that I had access to it at all hours of the day. I could do my own coaching on my own schedule. And that's the beauty of not working for anyone, right? Is it's like, hey guys, I got to go out of town for 5 days to compete. I'll be back and I'll let you know when I'm here, and then we can start up again. So while it was scary, it was really great to have the support from my family in doing that. And I really believe that's the only reason I've made it this far.
Yeah, that's some solid advice. And yeah, so the support system like that, no wonder you did so well. That's awesome to hear. And so you said that your gym became a DEKA affiliate. So that's how you found hybrid racing as a whole?
Yes. Yeah. My claim to fame was the DEKA Strong. I think the first DEKA Strong I ever ran was like a 16 flat. And everyone was like, oh my God, that's so fast. And like at the time, that was a respectable time.
Yeah.
Running a 16 was like, holy crap. If a world championship was a thing that year, like I would have ended up there. Or was it? I don't even remember.
I think it might have been. Yeah, I think we had Kevin Gregory on for that year.
Yeah,
Actually,
whatever. Maybe it was 2020. I think it was 2021.
Okay.
2021 must be when I did my first one, because there was no worlds that first time that I did it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it was, in the way that I see it, the DEKA Strong is kind of like a dance, right? And that's what it's choreography. It's like, well, now it's 12-minute choreography for me. Like, you just gotta flow with it, roll with it, and do it fast and fluent. And I think that's why I'm so good at it.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on, like, because it is a relatively new sport, a relatively new event in the grand scheme of things. What has it been like seeing it evolve?
It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so cool to see, like, I love how there was a lot more talk back then about DEKA being created for the 80%, right? The 80% of people that just needed to get off the couch. I mean, they say that High Rocks is like the sport for everybody. You and I both know that High Rocks is not the sport for everybody, but DEKA truly is. You know, they can adapt it and make it whatever you need it to be in order to get that person from start to finish. And I think that's been the coolest part, is watching the 80% get involved. Because, yeah, you have the 20%. You have me and the rest of the cool kids that were at the World Championship over the weekend. Yeah. But watching someone who has absolutely no faith at all in their fitness get on the start line and then get a medal for it is really an inspirational thing to see. Like, you and I both know that I can get through it if I put my mind to it. But that's a really big deal for them.
Yeah, I am definitely one of the 80% that, like, I have a longer background in like running and OCR and ultras, but this, like, the DEKA strong scared the ever living shit out of me. Like, I'm not a CrossFit, blah, 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 but the skill level is so low. It's not testing your skill. It's just testing your overall work power. And I definitely respected that. And had High Rocks been like the only big hybrid race out there, I never would have jumped into it as much. Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely lowered that barrier of entry for people that want to dabble in hybrid fitness. So now it's kind of like a graduation thing. Like, you've done once you've made your way through the DEKA ranks, or at least from what I've seen with like my friends or people that I have inspired to get into something like this, are like, oh, now I want to try a High Rocks. That's so cool that you're now graduating from this to that.
Yeah. Something interesting that DEKA did, or they announced last year, they did earlier this year, was they departed from that, like, we're for everybody, to like, all right, we have an event that's not for everybody. Have you taken on the DEKA Atlas?
I have not. I have not tried the DEKA Atlas yet. And I feel a little guilt about that, because I remember Yancey saying on a podcast one time that he was really excited to see me do it in particular. And I haven't tried it yet. I am not opposed. It's just like, I have my eggs in a lot of baskets right now, you know?
Yeah, that's totally valid.
Clearly, right?
Yeah.
So the focus is, I'm not going to lie to you, the focus hasn't even been on DEKA at all. It's been training for High Rocks, which has translated beautifully into being ready for DEKA.
Perfect. Yeah, that's definitely what I want to get into. And yeah, I covered the first DEKA Atlas, and I'm like, man, not only is that heavy, but like super shoulder intensive. But, yeah, crazy. So in, I think it was 2022, you qualified for all three of the main DEKA events. This was for like age group, right? What was that like?
Yes. That was so scary to qualify for a world championship for the first time ever. I remember calling Kevin Gregory, him being one of the only people that I knew in the sport. And I was like, what do I do? He's like, well, you race. And I was like, well, which ones do I do? And he's like, all of them.
That sounds like Kevin.
It's a very Kevin answer. And I was like, okay, I guess. And I went, and I got my ass kicked. 100% got my ass kicked. Let's see. I can't even pretend that I forget what happened, because I remember exactly what happened, right? My fit, I'm pretty sure I was like 5th. My time was a 42:44. It was devastating. Hardest thing I've ever done in my life. All of my family and friends thought I was going to die. And then the mile, I came in second to a girl. There were only 2 of us. So that's really nothing to brag about. And then the strong, I did actually win that one by 10 seconds, because I out burpeed a girl that was 6'2".
Oh, a win's a win.
A win is a win. But like, that was my world championship recap for the first time ever. And it was, it was cool just to be there and be present, but like, definitely nothing to brag about in a way, right? Like, now looking back on it, is like, holy cow, I never thought that things were going to change that much.
Yeah, but you had to like get to that step to get to where you are now too.
Gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah.
I think I also saw, it might have been that year, I might be getting confusing years, but I think you also had like a back issue or something flare up before in your training.
Yes.
Yeah, talk about that.
So I told you I was a dancer. I have never ran in my life. It wasn't until that year that I was like, well, if I want to do these other two races that have all the running involved, I have to start running. So I kind of ditched like the strength training and I just started running every single day between like 3 to 5 miles, which is, no big deal for current me. But then that was a culture shock. And what happened was actually my psoas got really, really tight. So deep, like really deep hip flexor muscles, right? It just got super, super tight and it aggravated my SI joint. Okay. But none of the doctors or specialists, ironically enough, could figure out what was wrong with me. It was the running that did me in, but I could barely touch my toes going to world championship. Like I had no idea how I was going to get through that. And, adrenaline is a great thing.
Yep.
And I tapered, I was rested, I stopped running for 3 seconds, long enough for my body to recover. So we got through it, but a lot of lessons had to be learned that year about what to do and what not to do.
Right. As someone who's currently dealing with some back pain, like that's not something to play with too. It could be really, but at least you're young and you have more of a chance to bounce back.
Yeah.
I'm in my mid 30s. It's the bouncing back is a lot slower.
Fair enough. Yeah. It was still scary though, for sure.
Yeah. And then I also saw something about what are the Journey Horseheads?
So Journey Horseheads is the affiliate that I was working for at the time when we found DEKA and they bolted that on. They have since then rebranded. So the Journey Fitness is a franchise. They have locations, a lot of them in like the upstate New York, PA region, and then some, I think one in Indiana, and one in New Hampshire. But now they are called Impact X. So you would have seen them running around the venue this weekend in blue shirts with X's on them. But yeah, those are my people. They're where I came from, and I would not be in DEKA if I did not have those people and that opportunity. So that was super cool. But yeah, it's rebranded now.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, that's an interesting name. But
yeah,
community is super important too, because again, they made DEKA for everybody, but it was really, again, Kevin Gregory who coached me for a little bit. It was him and Underdog. Like I drive 2.5 hours to do his event there because they have such a great community. And
heck yeah,
that's part of what it's all about too.
That's so awesome.
And then fast forwarding to October 2024, you broke both the DEKA Ruck Mile and the Strong event record, I think. And we mentioned you in Quick News and you immediately became like a person to watch. So how did it feel to break both of those records? That
was super cool. At that time, I had just found rucking. Well, we got to back up a little bit. That was what'd you say, like October?
Yeah. Yep.
So in August, I'm friends with the DEKA staff now because I've been to so many events at this point. And one of my friends who doesn't even work there anymore, he was in registration and he's like, "You're signing up for the ruck today." And I was like, "That's real funny. Shout out to you, Nate. That's really funny. But no, I'm not running around this place with a backpack on. Thanks." He's like, "No, you're going to do it." Next thing you know, I have 3 people coming up to me saying, "We can't wait to watch you ruck." And I'm like, I don't even know what that means, to be honest with you. I've never even put on one of these weighted backpacks. Well, sure as shit, I'm on the start line with a backpack on. And they're like, "The world record is XYZ. Go get it." And I was like, again, I have never run with a backpack on. So I did it. I ran like a 40 something and they were like, "You're not that far off." I was like, I'm competitive. I was like, okay. So it kind of just, I sat with it. I let it marinate. And then I went a month later, I went to the next DEKA Fit and I tried it again. And I went, I think just under 40 or something like that. And I was like, all right, not quite there yet. The record used to belong to Lauren Weeks.
Yes. Yep.
So it was a 38:18 or something like that. And I knew, if that's what Lauren ran it in, I'm like, this is going to be really hard. But, I wasn't going to give up on it. So I tried again at the World Championship. But that's where that kind of came in, was like, I was on the hunt to break that world record. And I was like, in the meantime, I'm going to try the other 2. And I broke those 2. Since then, I think at least the Strong has been broken.
Okay.
I think Calypso.
Oh, Sheridan. Yep. From Australia.
Yeah. I believe she holds the Strong record right now. in like a 13 something, which is crazy. I think my mile time still holds up. It's like a high 22s, but yeah. Spoiler, I did eventually break the ruck fit, which was awesome. But,
Love it.
Yeah.
Very cool. So now for, this year's World Championship, how is so I guess we should start, like, what's the qualification process for this for someone that's listening, and hearing about this event for the first time?
So in order to qualify for Worlds, at least in the elite division, you have to have an overall time on the leaderboard. That is, what did they make it this year? 30? Top 30? Because we increased it. In years past, it's been top 15 because we've had so much more participation from other countries, and it's actually feeling more like a world championship, not just a national championship that they're saying is a world championship. That's pretty cool. They opened up the heats to be a little bit larger. So for the DEKA Strong and the Mile, you could run those at the affiliate events, and wherever your time fell in that top 30, that would get you in. But for the elite fit event, you had to do an elite heat at a DEKA fit event, and that would get you into the top 30.
Nice. And so you qualify for it, for all of them. How did you feel going into this weekend?
Well, I gotta tell you about the funny epiphany that I had about 2 weeks ago. I mean, going into it 2 weeks ago, I was like, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna have fun. I didn't train for this necessarily, not specifically. I've just been working on my fitness, getting High Rocks ready. And then I went to High Rock Chicago and I dropped a 101. And that same week, so we raced High Rock Chicago. Earlier that week is when I moved to Illinois to be with Cole. And we had gotten home from High Rocks and everything is settling. We're in the brand new apartment, sat down on the couch. I looked at him. I'm like, honey, I think I can win everything. He's like, what? I was like, no, hear me out. I think I have a shot at this. And I broke it down and he's like, well, people that love you are always going to tell you, like, I think you can do anything and everything. So his word, I don't care. This is all me, like, talking to me right now. Like, I think I have a shot at this. I knew it was a big ask of my body, but I'm like, I just kept telling myself, if anybody can do this, it's going to be me. And that is the mindset that I went into this weekend with. So every time I looked in the mirror before I was heading out the door to go race, I'm like, if anybody can do this, it's you.
Yeah.
As cliche as it is, like, that was it.
And that's a huge aspect to it, whether it's obstacle course racing or any kind of event that you're doing, that mental game, right? Like if you're not mentally dialed in, you can really start to lose it no matter how your fitness is on race day too. So that's pretty awesome to hear. So starting with the first event, I get the order wrong all the time. Was the first one the mile?
The first one's a fit.
First one's a fit. Okay. So talk to me how that race went for you.
So that was the one that has always intimidated me the most. Like I told you, 4 years ago at the World Championship, I ran a high 42. And this is the first year that I've ever competed in the elite division at the World Championship in the fit, regardless. Last year I did the ruck fit because I was trying to break the record. Didn't happen. It was just, I've had a tough go at it with the fit. But this year, because of my confidence from High Rocks, I was like, I'm just going to fly and die or hopefully not die, but I'm willing to fly and die if that's what it takes. So that's exactly what happened. And I ended up winning by like 30 seconds, I think. I had the lead from station 3 coming out of the box step overs and just held it.
That's awesome.
So.
What is it like lining up to race a lot of these people? Because the interesting thing about these events is that you may not race the people that show up to world championships. A lot of them you've never like raced before too. So like race strategy and all that stuff. Or do you just go out and run your own race, or what's your strategy?
Having done this for as long as I have now, I really do know most of the people that are on the start line. And I love all of them. They're super cool. A lot of it translates from High Rocks to DEKA. We'll see each other there and here and whatever. And we have an idea of like whose fitness is where, So in years past, like I would pick like, oh, this is where I belong in this pack. You know, when the pack goes out, this is where I should stay and things like that. But no, it was just really cool to run fast in circles with people that I love. So getting the outcome was awesome, but yeah.
Run fast in circles with people you love. That should be the tagline.
I'll get that on the t-shirt.
So 1 goal down. Next event is the
mile.
There we go.
Yes.
So a little bit shorter, spicier. How did that go?
So spicy. Well, you know, now that I had affirmed in my head, I'm like, all right, well, you did one of them. You haven't lost it yet. What are you going to do? I was like, we're going to fly and die even harder. So it was funny because they changed the format a little bit on this DEKA mile. And instead of it being all of the stations on one side of the course, it was like a miniature DEKA fit. So you still had to make these really hard 180-degree turns, which is not forgiving with the floor and the shoes. Like
in the sweat.
Luckily they had timing mats on either end of it. And I was hitting those timing mats like they were brakes. Thank God they were there. I would have been like drafting. But anyway, the stations were on both sides of the track. So in order to get where I needed to be, when I needed to be there, I started on the outside and I had to make like a hard dash into the middle if I wanted to get where I wanted quickly.
Right.
So from that moment, I was like, this is going to be really intense and really aggressive. But I did end up winning by like a minute, which was super cool. The mile was a lot of fun. It hurt, but it was a lot of fun.
That's a tricky thing when it comes to strategy and stuff too, is that if you don't get to the station earlier on in time, like you get a not great place for the station too. And that's a factor that I think I would overlook if it wasn't for, you know, listening to ORFX as much as I do and Dave Claxton talking about it. But like, that's definitely an aspect of it of like, if you get, you know, it's not quite like it's a short, small barrier, but it can totally add up if you constantly get screwed over by that. So getting to those stations fast.
It's less of a disadvantage, especially now, because they have done a good job at reformatting what the stations look like when you enter. So this was the first time we've seen them set up each of the pieces of equipment in almost like a fan shape. So instead of going into the zone and you have rows of boxes or just an outline of whatever that station, and the station is obviously shaped like a square, the rowers just lined up all along the outside. They kind of fanned them out so that the distance from the entrance of the zone to each piece of equipment was the same.
That's good design.
Essentially. Yeah. So it worked out a lot better that way. But you still had to make those calls like, do I go to the rower on this side? Do I go to the rower on that side? And when do you want to make that hard turnaround when you're leaving the zone or when you're coming in? So
do you have any, I guess this is a weird question, this could go nowhere. Do you have any like weird superstitions when it comes to like any of these stations? Like I imagine like, oh, I have to enter from this side, or I have to, you know.
Ooh. I definitely have preferences.
Okay.
As to where I end up, you know, like in the past, like if you end up having to go 4 rows back for a box, I'm like, this isn't going to be a good day.
Right.
But it's more like that. But now that they've changed everything, like I said, it really isn't as big of a deal. I found myself kind of going all over the place, especially showing up first. I'm like, I guess I can go wherever I want.
Nice. And then, so 2 down, this is, you know, where it really matters now if you want to go for all 3. The deck is strong. So how is that? Obviously no running there, just station.
Well, I told you that was my claim to fame.
Yeah.
Like when this all started, I was no good at the other 2, but this one, and it was like, hey kid, you're not half bad at this one. So it being my best race, still had a lot of pressure on me because I had already done the other 2. I'm not fresh anymore, and there's one left. It's either you're going to win it and you're going to make history, or you're going to lose it. And I was trying to be mentally prepared for either, because the reality is I have never won an elite world title. And at this point in the weekend, I have won 2.
Right.
So I can't be upset about that at all. And I was kind of just letting that settle in.
That's healthy.
Into it.
That's healthy.
Yeah. Well, you have to be, because no matter how bad you want to win, there's no guarantee. You know, somebody can outrace you. Things happen. It just is what it is. So despite my heart rate being like 110, just standing on the start line, I was ready, and I was sitting with that. Did you watch the coverage of these races?
I didn't get the chance to yet, and
yeah.
I feel bad because my buddy Jason and the OC Report are the ones that put it on. I heard that
that's all right.
I heard that there was some like penalty issue that came up, which like is going to happen when you're pushing as hard as you could. Was that with the Ram burpees, dropping the Ram? What happened with that?
Yes. So we had a burpee off at the very end. I came in like 4 burpees behind, I think, and it was very dicey all the way through. We put the Rams down. Raquel and I both dropped them from below the knee height.
Okay.
So some people would argue that it wasn't a drop. Like when we think about that rule being created, like no throwing the Rams down, I think all of us are thinking more along the lines of when people would throw that Ram up for their last rep and leave it in midair and then run to the finish line. I think that's more of what we all think about, putting another competitor or judge's safety in the balance.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that it's written in the rule book, that is what happened. We both dropped our Rams, they bounced, and we crossed the finish line. So we both actually, the top 3 received penalties, 1, 2, and 3 all received penalties for dropping the Rams, but it only affected that 3rd place podium. So 1 and 2 still stood where they were.
Gotcha. And it's one of those things too, like absolutely for safety, but it's going to be so hard when you're, and I'm not an elite athlete, just put that out there, to be neck and neck with someone and like have to follow everything perfectly. So I get it. So what is the rule for like, it has to be like placed down?
It has to be placed down.
Okay.
Very gently, very precisely. I think
it's rubber and it bounces.
Like, yeah. I mean, to me, I never have this issue. Like, I've never accidentally thrown a Ram. I'm totally fine with getting the penalty. Like, I saw the video. I'm like, oh, yeah, I did that. But I think the reason this happened is only in the World Championship do you have to run after you do a DEKA strong.
Yes.
You know, like at an affiliate event, you set that thing down and you collapse on the mat you're standing on. Or in the DEKA fit in the mile, even at the World Championship, you set it down in front of you and you turn to the right or the left and go, you know. But in the strong, you place it down in front of you and you have to go over it or around it. Like, it's now in your path. Right. So I don't know. I think mentally something just happened there for me, and she didn't settle as gently as I thought it would.
Yeah, it's got to be super tough because when I was hearing like, oh yeah, set it down, and then I'm like, wait a minute, this is like made from recycled tires. It's going to be bouncy. That things are going to happen, but I understand why they do that. So
yeah, no, it is what it is. I'm not mad about it.
So how does it feel to be the first elite athlete to ever get a triple crown?
Surreal.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I still haven't quite like comprehended it, I guess. Because I did this in 2023. So like I had my first Worlds in 2022 where like just barely came away with a strong title. And then I did that thing that I like to do where if I go in on something, I go all in, and I wanted everything. And I won the Triple Crown in my age group in 2023. But after that, I was instantly like, okay, what's next? And within a week of me being home from Dallas, I had hired a coach. I had signed up for a High Rocks race. I was ready to move on to the next thing. Like all of a sudden, that victory that I just chased for a year was like out the window. Couldn't even think about it. I was just like moving on to the next thing. Yeah. And believe it or not, this feels like kind of similar, a little different, because you know, like this is cooler than an age group Triple Crown. I'll give myself that, right?
I would say so.
But at the same time, I didn't dwell on this for a year. I didn't even know that this could possibly happen for me. I haven't been meditating on it for a long time. It's just something, like I told you, like 2 weeks before Worlds, I'm like, hey, honey, I think I can pull this one off. And he's like, okay. So now it's like, holy crap, I just did that, let alone I think I can do this. I do this. I just did that. It's a weird feeling. I'm sure it'll catch up to me at some point, but yeah.
Now, I think it was last year you were a little vocal that like you didn't get the like respect and attention that you felt like you deserved, like whether it was like media with like the interviews and stuff like that. So did you, I know you said that like you're mostly focused on like High Rocks and stuff like that before you switched to wanting to win it all, but did it help to have like a little bit of a, did you have like a chip on your shoulder at all through this too, of like really, not that you haven't made a name for yourself, but making more of a name for yourself?
So going back to that, like not getting the attention from the media, I was very upset with the OCR report for, they didn't ask any questions about what happened with the DEKA Strong last year. It was a very cut down to the wire race between Tara and I, to where
Tara
I lost
Jackson,
by,
right?
I lost by like 4 hundredths of a second or something. Like it was another photo finish that they had to sit down and they didn't make a call right away and all that stuff. And they didn't want to talk to me about that. What was announced as the most exciting race of the weekend, they didn't want to sit down and talk about that. And at that point, I was like, I don't really like that. So I actually bought him, like, when I do something really cool, I don't want to talk to you. You know, when you want to talk to me, I don't want to talk to you. And I did end up talking to them this year, but I'll tell you the only reason that I did was because my beloved friend Kayla Cittadino was sitting behind the headset and asking me questions. I was like, I told her that too. I said, Kayla, I am only here because of you. I don't like what happened last year. I don't appreciate that these people only pay attention to who they want to pay attention to in terms of the coverage. Because when essentially a no name like myself does something really cool and honestly talk worthy, they don't want to talk about it because, like I said, I'm a no name. But you know, now you go out and you win all 3 of them, and now we want to talk to you. Dude, you didn't want to talk to me before. Why do you want to talk to me now?
Fair. I will say, defending them a little bit, I don't think it was out of malice. I don't know much about it in general, but I do know that like I think they're kind of new to the whole like DEKA scene, kind of. But like, absolutely, like that sounds like a story that I would have wanted to hear.
Right.
What harm is it? Yeah. So yeah. But I mean, now everyone wants to talk to you, so there's that too.
Yeah. Right.
Going back to DEKA, because I do want to get to High Rocks in a bit too, but just curious, like favorite station, least favorite station, like what are your strengths and weaknesses in the sport?
Burpees all day. Favorite station.
Ugh.
I love them. Oh my gosh. When we were tapering and we were doing a lot of RAM burpees for this, I looked at Cole and I was like, this is better than a regular burpee. And he just looks at me like, what is wrong with you? You know, I'm like, I don't know. There's just something about a RAM burpee that just gets me up in the morning. Maybe it's because the women get to use a 22.
Okay.
And I'm a strong girl. You know, right. My background's not running. I come from the strength side. So for me, a 22 is like a paperweight. And I don't know, man, they are just a lot of fun. I'd have to say my least favorite station, this is so dumb, but my least favorite station is a farmer carry.
Really? Okay.
Really. I don't know. It just doesn't it doesn't do anything special for me. It doesn't make me feel like a cool kid. It's just kind of like a buffer in between skiing and biking. It's just there.
Yeah.
Lackluster, if you will.
That's fair. Yeah. There's nothing really flashy about like
it's just a farmer carry.
Speed walking kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. If you could change anything about like the DEKA events, like whether it be like a station or the way they do a certain thing, is there anything that you'd want to change?
That's a good question. I don't think so.
Okay.
I really like all of the movements and the format of the race. I really enjoy.
Yeah.
You know, I love that it's, at least from a DEKA fit standpoint, everything is always the same, where like just jumping over to High Rocks for a second, like sometimes that's variable. Like your rock zone is different. The number of laps that you run is different. I love that during a DEKA fit, I don't have to count how many times I'm going around the track on my fingers. You know, yes. I always know. So that's something that is really great for my brain.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's very frustrating. Like when I'm covering this, like, oh no, what happened to this athlete? It's like, oh, they did one too many laps or they didn't do enough laps. It's like, race brain. It's one thing to count. It's another thing to be racing and counting and then counting again and counting again. Like that's not
for sure.
I don't imagine that to be very easy. I think I saw that you also took on the DEKA Ultra too, right? You did like the Ultra Cup. So that sounds like an incredibly horrible time. How is that? Because obviously a lot of running there.
Yeah. The first time I did that, I jumped into they called it the Ultra World Cup, but it was the first time they ever did it in 2024. That was the first time that I had my like big elite debut, because I had signed up under age group and I had messaged Yancey and I was like, hey, is there anybody actually competing in my age group? Because rumor has it this event's going to be a little smaller than expected. And he gets back to me and he's like, nope, nobody's in your age group. And I'm like, well, I don't want to win by default.
Right.
You know, I don't want to win just for doing it. I was like, all right, move me into elite, please. And thank you. I'm just going to try that. I ended up winning it. And I currently am still the only female to have earned a red ram for running it under 3 hours and 20 minutes. I ran it twice now.
That's awesome. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I hold the world record in that one. It's 3 hours, 18 minutes, something like that. But yeah, no, I really do enjoy that race because it's long and grindy. It's more of like the duration of a marathon, which I have still yet to run, but you know, with the time on your feet, it's more like a marathon.
Yeah, so. Absolutely. And that's why while it's not technically an ultra, like when it comes to hybrid racing, like this totally qualifies as an ultra. And it's just interesting that you enjoy this so much, but also like DEKA Strong was your shit before. And it's like that's you must be a scary competitor.
I'm very versatile. I like to put my eggs in every basket imaginable.
Yeah. Love that. Yeah, I definitely want to go and cover one of those because it just seems really exciting. And I was hoping that this year would be my year to go to see, you know, the DEKA World Championships because I want to hang out with Underdog, and it just seems like it has a really good energy to it, like everyone cheering for each other. So yeah, someday. So I want to transition a little bit to High Rocks. I saw that you achieved your new pro PR and you're interested in getting the pro card. How does that system work?
So I was pretty foreign to it as well. I'm not sure if you know when they made the cutoff, but they did make a cutoff sometime after Toronto.
Okay.
My last race before that was in Boston, and then like the week following was Toronto. So we're talking like late September, early October, somewhere mid-October, they made a cutoff where any athlete that wants to have a pro time go towards an average to be in contention for the Elite 15 has to possess a pro card, which is like $200. Not really a big ask, but you have to have that, apply for that. And what that'll get you is guaranteed access to the first wave of your High Rocks race. So you may have seen in my post, you know, don't put me in the second wave. That wouldn't have been a problem if I just had my pro card.
That was another reason why I asked about like the chip on your shoulder too. Yeah.
Yes. Which it really is nothing against High Rocks. So the way that they used to do it before the whole pro card thing happened was they put you in your designated heat based on your previous finish time or like your best finish time or something along those lines. Like when you sign up for a half or a full and they're like, what's your predicted finish time? And you're like, oh, hour and a half. Well, we're going to put you in this corral. Right. It's like that. So no shade to them. But then once the pro card thing happened, they just kind of threw that system out the window. So when I showed up to Chicago and all of my friends are in the first wave and I was in the second wave, I was so mad. I was like, how did you guys get there? I didn't realize that every single one of them had bought a pro card. So anyway, back to pro card, you got to pay like $200. It'll get you in the first wave. You'll have your own judge, I guess, throughout the race. And you have to take a piss test after the fact. You have to every race that you do.
I like that.
Yeah. So that's essentially what it encompasses. But then that qualifies you to take your two best times. So if my 101 had counted, my previous time before that was a 105. Those are my two best. Now my average is going to be like a 103 something. Because I didn't have my pro card when I ran High Rock Chicago, my 101 does not count towards my average. So my previous best before my 105 was a 109. So now my average is like a 107.
Okay. I remember Dave talking about this now. So
yeah.
Immediately I thought like, okay, this sounds like a stupid cash grab. But if they're paying for drug testing, which I know isn't the cheapest thing, like I think I'd rather the elites pay more money to get drug tested. And not that they don't have money, with like the amount of people that they're funneling through, and we'll get that to that in a sec. But
Yeah, for sure.
what are your thoughts on like this system versus the old system? Obviously, it screwed you over a little bit, but
It did, but I'm not even mad about it because they put the system in place for a reason. Had I known that I was going to go out and run a 101, I would have bought a damn pro card beforehand. But my thing was, like I just told you, my time before Boston was a 109. I ran like a 70 at World Championship in June. And then fast forward to September, I ran a 65. And then a month and a half later, I run a 61. I didn't see it coming. Nobody else saw it coming. And they told you, like, if you're not running like a 63 or better as a female, really no reason to have a pro card yet, because you're not going to be in contention. So for me, I'm like, all right, I'm getting closer, but I'm not quite there yet. There's really no reason to have this. And then it was too late. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go do it again and prove to myself that it wasn't a fluke.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's fine.
There you go. And I like how that they're doing like averages of your two fastest races, because I know that High Rocks will say that every course is identical and it's standardized and this and that, but like just looking at a map, that is not the case. I haven't had the chance to go to one, but like I've seen lots of pictures and it's like, that is totally different from that, which is totally different than this.
Right.
So I think that's a good way to kind of alleviate the issues of like, Ireland is the place to be or whatever, because you'll get a quick time, and it's kind of crazy to figure out that way.
Yeah. And there are just some uncontrollables, even that don't come down to like the size of the course and the map of the course, but the congestion of the course, right?
Yes.
Like they do have, maybe you've heard about the High Rocks police now that are.
Oh, yes. With the fast lane, right?
Yes, they are policing the fast lane, and they do a damn good job of it too. Like those people have my heart. They stand there and they move everybody out of my way. I'm like, you guys better get paid well today.
That's pretty sweet.
I don't know if you're getting paid at all, but you better get paid well, because they move everybody. But I've heard not great things from other people. I've heard like, oh, the fast lane wasn't taken care of today. Then there's also like the rock zone. Nobody's policing the rock zone. How many poor people did you have to, shove your way through to get to your zone? Just those things go into not even like the course map itself, but like you can't control those things. So like you're saying, having an average, it helps.
Yeah. And the surface area under the sleds before they standardize that finally.
Yeah.
Even though I think they rolled that out like at World Championships, which was such a stupid idea. But
oh my God.
Yeah. Don't try anything new on race day, but it's what it is. And so you said you raced in Boston too. That was the event that I was going to cover. How was that course as a whole?
I loved Boston. Boston was, in terms of the convention center and the layout, it was beautiful. Like you walked in there and they had escalators to get down onto the floor. So from the top, you could just see everything. Like sometimes High Rocks feels like a scavenger hunt, especially Chicago. No matter how many times I go back to that place, it will always give me anxiety because I don't know where the hell I'm going. And they keep changing, where everything goes. The warm-up zone is here. The athlete registration is over there. The floor is over here. I don't like it. Yeah. But Boston, you walked in and you're like, I know exactly where I am. It was a great venue to be a part of.
I'm happy to hear that, because I don't mean to brag, but I'm definitely the king of anxiety. I definitely wouldn't want that before a race, for sure. But yeah, you talked about like the congestion on the course. I know that they're experiencing growing pains. They had their super overstuffed event in, I think it was New York last year, New York City. And then I think just more recently they had one in London where it's just, you see videos of it and like that it ruins people's races. How much of this have you experienced it? Have you seen it happening more often now, or?
Personally, knock on wood, I have not experienced course traffic or, backup station traffic. I don't know what to call it. That has impeded my race. But like from watching my dad is 53, 54, something like that. And he runs in the men's open.
Awesome.
And on many occasions, I've seen him get stuck in traffic behind other people at the burpee broad jumps.
That's
right.
Awesome.
Like literally he's standing there in line waiting to get to the white tape or whatever the hell it is so that he can go. Now, mind you, my dad's not competitive like me. He's literally just out there to survive. And he's only doing this because I make him. Because I'm like, look, man, if you want to travel to all my races with me and be my support system, thank you. But you're also going to have to pay your dues and get your ass on that start line. So
I like that. I like that.
you know, it works both ways. But while he probably doesn't mind the break, I would be livid.
Furious.
You know, if I were standing there in line behind people, I would not like that at all.
Yeah,
but,
even if I were to do it open, like I would want to get it over with. Like,
right.
don't let me just stand there. Like I need to be doing something. I need to be doing something. Yeah,
the worst that I've experienced out on the course is like I've had to weave kind of through people. Like if I start my burpee broad jumps and I'm faster than the girl that's in front of me and I catch up to her, I have to do like this awkward side shuffle thing. And you got to exaggerate it so the judges don't think like you're cheating or anything, but you like, I just got to get around her, man. So, you know, you like throw yourself a little bit. Like, hey, look at me. I'm moving over here so I can continue to do my reps.
Yeah.
That it doesn't happen super often, but that's pretty much the worst of it.
Yeah. It's got to be like a Herculean task to manage, like how many registrants do we get? Because like anything can happen, but when it gets like super, super congested, it's like maybe you should dial down the tickets a little bit, but at the same time, there's a whole bunch of people that want to do high rocks. They can't because they sell out, which it's a good problem, but yeah, it's still a problem for sure.
Yeah. And then what do? You decrease the heat time, like the size of heat waves.
Right.
But then like, I don't know if you've looked at a race schedule for high rocks, but they start at like 7 or 8 a.m. and they go until so late every night. Yeah. And I had no appreciation for that until I started having to be the supportive girlfriend where I race in the middle of the day. My dad races in the morning. I race in the middle of the day. My boyfriend's at night. I'm like, we just worked a 12-hour shift here, guys.
That's right. Yeah. It's
like, it's ridiculous.
It's gotta be tough too, like being there all day too, to like time your nutrition right and everything too. That's definitely a factor. Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually going back to judging one more time, how was the judging at DEKA World Championships too? I want to get Dave his flowers unless things went wrong, and then in which case it wasn't Dave.
Well,
okay.
There were some good, there was some bad. I'm not going to say too much on it because they were very fair.
Okay.
In the instances that I encountered. But there were others that don't feel that way. And that's all I'm going to say.
Gotcha. Okay. We could leave it at that.
Yeah.
So after this badass weekend, I'm assuming you're getting towards the end of the season now. What do you have planned for the rest of this year, 2026? What are your eyes on now?
Well, now that I am working my way up in the high rocks world, I feel the need to run another pro race and see if I can increase that average. So I'm going to Phoenix. I'm going to run a pro race there. Cole and I are going to run mixed doubles in Las Vegas, try to get to worlds with that. And then a couple of high rocks, hopefully DC, if I can qualify for that.
Nice.
And Lifetime Games, I think, is on my map now.
Tell me more about Lifetime Games. I'm not as familiar with them.
I honestly can't. The race coordinator just reached out to me yesterday, I think.
Oh, cool.
It was like, hey, we got a new one. You just conquered DEKA. You want to try this? And I can't say no. So from what I understand, I watched a little bit of the live coverage on that, but because they've done one already. You knew that, right? The Lifetime Games.
I believe so. Where is that? Which one is?
I don't know where they had it before. This next one is going to be in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So it's a different format than what we've seen in like high rocks and DEKA, where you have a set number of reps with a set weight. It's more of a total weight that needs to be achieved.
Yes, I heard an interview with them.
Yeah, where you can use whatever rep scheme you want with whatever weight you want. You just have to hit that total number. I'm not doing a very good job of explaining it, but it sparked your memory. Yes. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's kind of like high risk, high reward. You can go for like heavier weight for like lower reps and see if that gets you more points. And it's kind of like a scaled system.
Exactly.
With like time caps on certain stations and stuff too. It sounds really interesting.
Yeah, it's so interesting to me, and I think it's going to take like a seasoned competitor, honestly, somebody that knows their body type, right? Like, do you do well with higher amounts of weight and lower reps, or do you do better with lower weights and higher amounts of reps, or do you fall somewhere in the middle? And
station dependent.
Yeah, it's really interesting to me, so I'm excited to give it a go.
That's cool. Have you done any other, I want to say local or smaller scale ones, like Rally in the Valley? I'm sure that counts as one. Have you done any of those ones?
I haven't. I really only focused on the DEKA, and even High Rocks has taken a back burner, but we're kind of flip-flopping it this season.
Yeah.
So
it's curious. Love it. Any sponsors or people that you'd like to thank?
Yeah, you're wearing their shirt right now, Titan 6 Actual.
Yes, I am. Real quick on that, I always like to wear a shirt that like matches what the interview is about. So I had my DEKA strong shirt on, and then I saw Titan 6 Actual, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna rep my girl Kelly Sullivan's shirt. And
oh yeah.
Yep.
Well, you're gonna have to get my shirt when it comes out too, because Lou and I are working on a line.
Sweet.
My design's coming out.
Okay.
After this World Championship, it's all gonna make sense.
Yeah, we'll cover that in quick news.
Definitely.
Perfect. And who else?
At the moment, I think it's just Titan 6. You want to get me some sponsors, because I think I need some.
Yeah, hopefully this helps. I mean, I'm always trying to highlight awesome athletes, but any people in general, like you said your dad, your boyfriend.
My dad, my boyfriend, my boyfriend's family. They own Cross Kicks Fitness in Algonquin, and they opened up the High Rocks Performance Center to the left of that gym, and that's where I train now. It is the most beautiful state-of-the-art facility that you could ever ask for. I used to say that about my home gym, but there were just some shortcomings of that. Like, if I wanted to throw a wall ball, I had to go outside, and if it was like negative 15 degrees, that was a hard ask. But we did it.
Yeah. Upstate New York,
I'll do it. Upstate New York in January is not fun for wall balls. I can tell you that right now.
It's not for the faint-hearted.
No, it's not. But yeah,
that's awesome.
I think that's it.
Yeah, that's great too. That like obviously your boyfriend's supportive, but it's nice that his family is supportive too. Because I can imagine that like I'm assuming dad lived in New York too, so like you moved away from him, but you still have like a great support system. And,
absolutely.
Yeah, love that. And then I believe you're also part of the hybrid engine too.
I am. Yes.
Yeah. Tell me more about them.
I just started working with them September, around then, and I've been following the pro track. It's been treating me very well. Anthony and Lauren are fantastic, and they've been super helpful on this journey that I've been having. So yeah, I'm gonna keep following that.
I've heard good things about them, and even coaches need coaches, so I like that.
Yes, 100%.
And then where can people follow you along on social media?
Instagram, Coach Brooklyn.
Perfect. Well, Brooklyn, thank you so much for taking the time, and congratulations on a very badass weekend, and looking forward to see what you do in the future.
Thank you so much for having me on. It was great talking with you.
Welcome back.
Thank you for taking the time to come on the show, Brooklyn, and very excited for your epic weekend. Where do you go from here? I imagine more High Rock stuff. So hoping to meet you at an event too. I'm sure I'll be at DEKA World Championship sometime, and she competed at the High Rocks Boston, so we would have had the chance to meet her there too. I don't remember where we were.
We got a puppy.
That's what it was that weekend. Yep. Sorry, not sorry. 4 related episodes. There's a whole bunch. These are all the DEKA related episodes. I'll have to truncate this eventually, but it's not this time. Episode 235.
Bubbles the Clown, aka Kevin Gregory on Underdog Fitness, DEKA Strong, and more.
Yeah, that was early-ish days of DEKA. Episode 296.
Rylan Shadegg on winning Spartan North American Championships, Palm Beach DEKA Fit, and Faith.
Yeah, I remember I was like interviewing him like while he was at the event, which was pretty cool too. For those unfamiliar, he unfortunately passed earlier this year, so that's a really good episode to go back to and hear his words. Episode 309.
DEKA World Championship with Tara Jackson.
Yes, that would have been 3 years ago, I believe. Episode 362.
DEKA World Championships with Kevin Gregory.
Which was 2 years ago. Episode 379.
DEKA Mile live coverage at Underdog Fitness.
That was the first time we took on a DEKA, and I had a blast interviewing people there too, and I want to get back down there again. Episode 425.
The first DEKA Atlas with Underdog Fitness.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely got the years wrong. That's fine. And then episode 462.
Mark Jones on DEKA Ruck, Oscar Mike, and a 24-hour rucking world record.
Yeah, so lots of really great episodes. I know that we're primarily not hybrid racing, but if you want to go back and listen to those, I am sure that all of those hold up well. Looking back. Yeah, sure all of those do.
Subscribe and follow wherever you get your podcasts. We're Obstacle Running Adventures on all of the podcast players.
You can leave us a review over on Apple Podcasts, anywhere else where we won't really see it. But you can send us a nice message. I'd appreciate that.
Follow us on social media. We are on Facebook and Instagram at Obstacle Running Adventures.
Yeah. You can support us over on Patreon for as little as $2 or as many as $10. That will help replace the rug behind us that Lucy has now moved on to teething on. Man, these teething puppies. I know we don't have too much to complain about with her, other than that scary fall. But teething is a thing, for sure. But if you choose to support us, please support us on the website and not on the app, since Apple will charge you additional fees, and no one wants that. Coming up next is the last regular episode of the year, so hopefully it's going to be on what was teased in previous episodes. And then after that are going to be the 2 recap episodes that I've been putting so many hours into, and I hope you guys do listen to those, even though they could be super long. I'm talking like 4 to 5 hours long. Caitlin, got a joke or a quote to end this?
I've got a joke. What did the naughty soccer announcer get from Santa?
The naughty sacker?
What did the naughty soccer announcer get from Santa?
I read the answer.
Cole!
And what do you have for a quote, if anything?
I can get one.
To Pinterest we go. It's got flowers on the outside, so it's got to be good. Just kidding. Caitlin continues to scroll. I see a picture of cereal. This one looks like some abstract art. We going with this one? Through all the wild you have traveled through, I hope this is the season something good unfolds and feels full circle to you. Yeah. Well, that just wraps it up. My name is Michael Stefano.
My name's Caitlin Ritter.
Lucy has now moved back to the munching of the cat tower.
She had a full circle moment.
Yes, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening.
We hope you're feeling motivated, inspired,
And ready to take on your next race or training run.
If you've enjoyed this week's episode, leave us a review
and share it with your fellow adventurous friends.
Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Obstacle Running Adventures.
Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode.
Join us every week for more news,
Stories and interviews from the community.
Our intro song was Streaker by Straight Up.
Our outro music is Iron Paw by The Best.
All right, time to be a hybrid person. Hello.
Hi,
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Pretty good. I'd be doing pretty good if I had the weekend that you had.